All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Beers on Heads podcast. If you guys missed it last week, the big news is that we have a sponsor, and it is the Graham Company, which is some Delta 8 derived from the hemp plant. So, that'll make your head get a little buzzy. We got our shipments in from the Graham Company. They sent some free samples. JJ, did you sample some?
Yeah, I did. I'm on a big is it blue raspberry, I think, kick. Yeah.
How was it?
So
taste?
that's actually the first one I hit up, and it was great. I love the other ones, but I just made my way back to the blue raspberry.
The blue raspberry is the flavor is off the chain wax, as they say. As I mentioned, we got our shipment in. We love it. We also got our T-shirts. As you can see, I'm wearing my Graham Company T-shirt. If you guys were on the space last week, we had some winners. We'll announce those on the space today. It's Monday. It's a huge, huge day for Arkansas, even though there was a big loss on this weekend. Hog fans get...
Some would say a huge, huge day for Arkansas Twitter.
It was pretty decent, but we'll get into that later. This is about the Graham Company. Guys, please go and support our sponsor. Use code HOGS25, HOGS25 to save 25% off. It's really an incredible product. I talked to the founders.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was actually never a huge weed smoker. I had my moments in college, but but no, legitimately, like this stuff is fantastic. After a long day's work, just take a little fifth off of a gummy and it just kind of mellows you out the rest of the night. It makes you feel good. So, I mean, what's there to complain about?
Yeah, and just a little bit more about what they offer. They offer pre-rolls. We got some of those in our package. I'm excited to go back to my little smoking days. They have wake and bake coffee, which we got. I'm excited to try some of that. I know that the product is amazing. It's something that was mentioned to me is that the founder is actually a veteran that saw a lot of his friends getting on opioids after he got back from overseas and wanted to do something about it. He went to law school at FSU. Is actually kind of part of the legislation that is why this product is legal. It is legal in Arkansas, Tennessee, Texas, surrounding areas, so don't be worried about that. Just use HOGS25, get 25% off, and try for yourself, y'all. And also just special shout-out to them, and thank you for being awesome and hooking us up with some samples. So with that, we'll get on to the podcast and talk about some crazy stuff that happened.
Welcome to the Beers on Heads podcast.
Welcome to Beers on Head, and today is Monday. I mean, like, what?
Are you good?
Yeah, no, you know how it goes. With the Graham Company hooked us up today. We're feeling a little woozy, and it's not just because of the gummies, but dude, it is a weird day because when we had this podcast scheduled for today, we were supposed to probably be kind of we were supposed to kind of be in what do you call it, like sad mode or reminiscent mode, but so much crazy stuff has happened, and since Arkansas lost to Duke, 2 hours before a commitment, which we will get to, a male penis was, and this is not one of those things where it's like, oh, this crazy person posted his dong on the Twitter timeline.
That's Twitter. The thing, is the crazy person clearly did post his dong.
No, well, it's not like he posted his dong and said. Are you trying to make an
argument that he's a sane person?
No, I'm just saying, like, he didn't go out of his way to post a dong. It was an accident, which makes it even better. He posted his selfie. Okay, well, hold on, JJ. He posted a selfie arguing with Hog fans on Twitter about like his looks and whatnot. A selfie then had the camera roll on the bottom of the camera roll where you see those little tiles of the previous pictures. He had his dog of his full erect dog it was caught very quickly, and I think he posted with like airplane bottles. Like,
Yeah, he was comparing it to various objects throughout his house, it looked like.
To be fair, you need to send reference.
yeah, no, you have to do that. But it's not like he was putting like a pencil. But airplane bottles are notoriously small, so they can fit in.
But did you see what he did after that?
No, what did he do after that? I kind of missed that.
Oh, God.
He said, "Oh, you like that? Here's more," and then just posted a straight up dong.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Well, then take back everything I said about the
that's
action.
why I was really confused by your
I meant
intro
this-
into this topic.
Oh, I thought it was. Well, that's even better. is it still?
and that's why you're like when you said it's not like some crazy person. No, Pete, that's exactly what.
No,
it
yeah.
was. It was some crazy person.
Everything I said, I take it back. This person is literally clinically insane. Is it still up?
I don't know. It looked like two different dongs if we're being real with one another.
Oh,
And then he was trying to argue
But
that.
that's just me personally. I inspected it for a little while. They call me the dong whisperer. So
I inspected it as well, just like out of shock and awe. You know, anytime someone posts dog on the timeline, it's something that has to be taken seriously, and you have to do your. Anyway, that all comes
they must have. Never mind.
just hours before. Just hours before 5-star Anthony Black commits to Arkansas. Now, I don't know if that makes him – is he a top 10 on Rivals? Justin, if you look that up for me. But if he is, in fact, what I think he is, that would make 3 top 10 Rivals 5-stars Arkansas Razorbacks next year. And this is coming off the tail end of – we will talk about this last season, but I think it's awesome that we have a commit of this caliber.
Nick Smith is 4. Jordan Walsh is 12. I'm sorry, no. Jordan Walsh is 19, and Anthony Black is 27.
Okay.
On Rivals.
On Rivals. Okay, so 3 top 30. You got 3 top 30 players.
I'm
coming
glad
up.
it took 5 minutes for us to get right.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the Beers on Heads podcast. This is how we do it. We come with facts. We do hella research, as you can tell, but all of this is happening so
One
fast.
of us does. We had a 2-hour March Madness preview pod.
I
You
know.
guys cut me off in the South region because I did too much homework.
I know, man. So
And
it
how'd that
depends.
go?
It depends on
Great. I have 3 brackets, and all of them are at least in the 90th percentile.
Okay.
Hey, Kansas still in this bitch. I have a
I tell
question.
you guys.
I have a question that I'll get to later with you, JJ, on some betting.
Don't let
But-
it rip.
No, we're talking about Anthony Black's commitment.
Yeah,
It was between.
I don't know what do you want from me.
You're not a recruiting guy. No one in here is a recruiting guy, but that's got to raise some eyebrows around the country, and I think a big reason of why that happened is
Does that
because,
include? I also asked, does the eyebrows raised include some in the NCAA headquarters?
not anymore because we have NIL, but I know that's going to be a topic of conversation. I
mean,
think
it didn't stop Will Wade.
it didn't.
That's totally
stop-
unrelated. It's unrelated.
I mean, it's unrelated now in 2022. I mean, that I think probably does play a part in it. But I think the main thing is that Arkansas went to 2 straight Elite Eights, which is
Yes.
something that Blue Bloods have a problem doing. Like, I don't care if you think that Arkansas got lucky, which they probably did the last 2 years to get to these Elite Eights. I know they had to play Oral Roberts the Sweet 16, but that's an accomplishment. That's really hard to do. Recruits are taking notice.
2 straight years of having to beat a mid-major to get the Elite Eight.
But on paper, that's 2 straight Elite Eights.
Yeah, but like you face teams like Oral Roberts and Gonzaga, it's kind of inviting yourself to the Elite Eight.
Yes, I know. I know where you're trying to go with this, but
I'm trying to bait you into this. You're not inviting.
No, because I know that I agree with you because I think they did.
You
get
shouldn't
them.
agree with me. That's preposterous. I just called Gonzaga a mid-major.
They are a mid-major.
Yes, technically. Okay, never mind. I thought that was gonna.
No, you're
I was
trying to rile me up,
I was
man.
throwing some dynamite in the water and it didn't explode.
We should as a fan base right now collectively be pissed, but I have a feeling that no one really thought that Arkansas was going to really beat Duke anyway. So they were waiting for this Monday conversation to happen.
It's not true. I felt more confident going into Duke than Gonzaga, which shows how much I know about anything.
Well, then you started watching the game, and it became quite obvious.
I didn't feel any better going into it, but I definitely was not going to be upset if we lost.
Right.
Back-to-back Elite Eights, you can't be mad at that. This team was not expected to do this.
People aren't saying it publicly, but behind closed doors, I know for a fact that every Arkansas fan that was talking to another Arkansas fan was already talking about next year. And they were talking about this Monday and this commitment and what Arkansas already had coming in, who's going to come back. That's a whole conversation we'll get to. But since we're on the topic, Arkansas lost to Duke. I think they lost to the better team. They probably lost to the national championship, the eventual national champion again.
Yeah, that's the best team we played all year. I don't think it's particularly close. Nick Smith just threw a windmill down.
Let's go.
Yeah. You could make a case that Kentucky, like I don't even think it is a case. Like I think Duke was clearly better than Kentucky. Like 1 through 5, it's just so much talent and size. I think that's the best team we played in a couple years. I think the way they played last night was better than Baylor last year. I truly think.
Yeah, I mean, there was really no beating that team on that given night, and I think that the matchup with Williams inside, Williams on Williams.
That was such a mismatch.
It's not going to work. I mean, that's just nobody in the country besides maybe Illinois has somebody that can match up well with Williams of Duke. And then you got guards knocking down shots. You got people hitting floaters. You got Arkansas missing layups. It was just a recipe for disaster. And you kind of knew going into the second half what was going to happen. Cut it to 5, gave ourselves a chance, but you just lost the eventual national champion again. I believe. Unless Kane's about it.
Yeah.
Nick Smith just had a sick dunk.
Are
JJ
you
just
fucking
said
kidding me?
Well, what's up?
Are you shitting me right now?
What's going on?
I said that mere minutes ago.
Shows how much I was listening.
Oh my god!
So
I had
the Graham Company is sponsoring this podcast, obviously.
What was the point I was going to make?
I don't know, but do you guys want to get an expert opinion on some recruiting? I got JC. He wants to hop on. Is that cool?
Yes.
All right. Let's give it a break for a second. It's not. We're trying.
As the official attorney on retainer for the Beers on Head podcast, I wholeheartedly support Pete's notion.
Okay, start the interview there. But all right. So we are welcomed by JC Hoops. Our guy JC. We appreciate him hopping on at such short notice, but Anthony Black just committed to Arkansas. So, JC, first of all, I want to talk about a little bit how this went down, like where everyone was thinking he was leaning, and when people in the media kind of got wind that he was coming to Arkansas, all that fun stuff.
So it seemed like for the past few weeks, everything was leaning Gonzaga, and that was kind of where everybody was leaning. You had guys from all the major recruiting sites and all the national guys at Rivals where I work were all saying, yeah, he's leaning Gonzaga, he's going to go to Gonzaga, all that sort of stuff. And, you know, in covering recruiting, you have to always deal with the material change because things can happen to make things change at the very last minute. And that's seemingly what happened this time with Anthony Black. I was actually in class this morning, and I got a call from one of our national guys at Rivals, and he was like, "Yeah, I think things are trending towards Arkansas for Black." So
and you said, "Yeah, now I got to do something. Now I got to go to work."
Right. So then I'm in class, and I'm sick right now, so I was on Zoom. So I was like, taking double duty, taking notes in my secured transactions class, and then also surfing the web, hitting up some of my other sources, being like, is this legit? Is this legit? Is this legit? And got like 3 or 4 answers back. I was like, okay, I guess this is legit. So then I went to the forum and put it up on Rivals. If you haven't, I'll do my little plug right now.
Yeah,
Rivals
please do.
Online. You can go to hogbeat.com or arkansas.rivals.com. There's a forum there. You get access to premium articles. You get access to premium information, all that sort of stuff. $99.95 for an entire year Typically, we run discounts on there. Student discounts are year round. You get a year for, I think, $10, $15 if you're a student, and you use a year.edu email.
And follow JC at JC Hoops on Twitter. Always bringing the heat. JC, how much? I know this is going to be a question a lot of people are going to want to know. Like, how big was the win over Gonzaga in the Sweet 16? Like, do you know if that had any effect on his decision? I doubt it does, but I mean, it makes sense if you look at it between Arkansas and Gonzaga.
I actually don't think it held that much weight. Obviously, that's something that only Anthony will know, and only people very close around Anthony will know. But everything I've heard, I don't really think that played too big of a factor into his decision. I think ultimately, he just wanted to stay closer to home. It was one very, very good program out west, and it was another very, very good program close to home. And then there's also TCU, Oklahoma State in the mix, and the G League. So ultimately, it looked like Gonzaga and Arkansas were kind of leading the way for most of the part. And just I really think it boiled down to wanting to stay closer to home.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have came to Arkansas if Eric Musselman wasn't the head coach and Arkansas hadn't made a run to Elite Eight, because it feels to me like I don't think that these 5-star guys, every single one of them, maybe you get one, maybe you get two. You don't get three if this is like a 500 ball club. I mean, I think that the way the program is trending is really helping us out in recruiting. Absolutely, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can have the charismatic coach with a great sales pitch and a great NBA background, and you can have the winning. But if you don't have both of those, you don't have a recruiting class like this. So really having both of those together, Muss's NBA experience, the entire staff's NBA experience, the winning that they've produced on the floor, the talent development that they've proven that they can do, all that kind of combined is really helping them land these top tier prospects.
All right, let's talk about Anthony Black, the player. What is Arkansas getting? 6'7", athletic as hell. That's about all the average guy that follows recruiting knows, and they know that he's highly touted,
Yeah, absolutely. And so part of the work I did when I figured out that he was coming to Arkansas tonight, I ended up writing a full scout piece on him. So if you wanted to hop on over to Rivals or on my Twitter page, I have that posted. But essentially, a lot of what I covered was, man, he's just very mature in his approach to basketball.
Moses Moody.
Exactly. But, he's a 6'7" point guard. And one thing I really like about his game is he uses ball screens really well. He's really patient with his ball screens. So he'll take his defender through the screen, and then he won't just rush past his teammate that's setting the screen for him. He'll, depending on how the defender's playing, he reads it, he adjusts, he'll let him, kind of struggle through the screen, and just the pace and the patience that he takes to survey the land, look at whether he keeps it and goes to the rim, if he passes, dunks down, all that sort of stuff. Really impressed with how he plays those ball screens. Really good shooter. It looks like his favorite move is a catch and then a bounce at the top of the key. So instead of a catch and immediately shoot, it looks like he likes to shoot off the bounce, but just a single bounce. But he's good at catching off the shoot too, or off the bounce too, or off the catch too. Jesus.
Hey, this is JC's flu game. He's playing with COVID right now, so shouts out to JC. JC, I got a couple things for you before I get you out here, buddy. So you kind of got dragged through the mud by Arkansas fans a little bit this year, and so did JJ. JJ opted out like a month into the freaking season. You didn't put – how dare you not put Arkansas #1 in your SEC ratings early on in the season? You had them dropping lower and lower as they started losing games, especially the first 3 of the season. I don't know. How low did you have them after that?
I think I had them at number 7 or 8 after the 0-3 start.
You still had a little hope then, but obviously you didn't expect what became of this last year's team. I think just another this team's going to be remembered as just another stepping stone to what they're working towards.
Well, and, even though this is a return trip to the Elite Eight, and it's the most success Muss has had of Arkansas, and it's the most success Arkansas has had as a program in 25 plus years. But this team still vastly overachieved, in my opinion. I thought coming into the season, looking at the roster, I was like, okay, this is an Elite Eight Final Four team. But you don't know exactly what you have, especially when you rely on transfers as much as Arkansas does. You don't know how those guys are going to gel. You don't know how they're going to adjust to a different style of play. And so early on, there were some troubling signs like, okay, maybe this is more of a Sweet 16 round of 32 team. And of course, they go on a losing streak, and eventually they finally figured everything out. They got their rotation down. They were playing better basketball. I still thought, especially with the draw they got, Sweet 16 was going to be like ideal. They made it to the Elite Eight again. I still think that's an overachievement, and that's just a testament to how good the staff is.
JJ, how'd they do that?
A lot of luck.
Hey, JC, he's not wrong. I know Arkansas fans hate to hear that. They did get a hell of a draw. Another tournament facing 2-3 mid-majors. He calls them mid-majors. He's trying to trigger me. I'm not going to let him do it. Gonzaga was the biggest win that we've had in years. I mean, that was awesome. I think if Muss had more time for Duke, the game, I think Duke's still the best team in the country, but it might go a little bit differently. I mean, he prepared insanely well for Gonzaga, and that's what he does. JJ, you got any questions for JC?
Yeah, let me get a crack at him.
That's scary as hell. Dude, that's like posting dong on the TL.
That's nowhere close to that. So I know it kind of depends, or at least a part of it depends on how next year unfolds. But like how looking like toward 2023, 2024 classes, how repeatable is this as far as recruiting?
So it's a tough question because they took so many recruits this class. I don't think you're going to see Muss take 6 recruits again in a class. Probably, I tend to think Hugh sticks around 3 to 4 freshmen outside of this year, but just one of those where you had so much talent and you had the roster spots, so why not? And then you land 3 McDonald's All-Americans. As far as the quality of recruiting, it's one of those things where it always depends on how many roster spots are available. I do think the quality of average signee is going to remain really high. They're not going to settle as a staff for players that they don't think can contribute or that they wouldn't want to be there. So I think you're going to consistently land and sign top 100 players and top 50 players. Whether that's 2, 3, 4 of them or not, just depends on the year, but the quality of player will stay high. That's going to be consistent.
People forget Barry Dunning is a hell of a basketball player, and Joseph Pinion can contribute. Maybe not this year, but in the future. Like, that's 5 absolute studs. And they're all top 100, right?
Depends on where you look. I think on ESPN, they're all top 100. On Rivals, they're all 6 top 150.
Wow.
I'm not sure on 24/7 or on 3, but but no, they're all great players. I've watched a lot of.
We're gonna give on 3 at least a year to get started before we start mentioning them. They need 2 years before we start saying on 3 on podcast. All right, but I understand where you're coming from. Respect the biz. No, I understand, buddy. I just going off what JJ said, but it's not going to happen next year because you don't have a Nick Smith in state every single year. They're going to come every other year, maybe.
I think there is one this coming up year, though. Is there
Landon
not? It's like top 15,
Blocker, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you get Layden Blocker, that's huge too. I'm just saying what he taught me is that you can go out and you can go compete with the best of the best, the blue bloods. You can get players, and that's very comforting. And that means that Musselman, you got to keep him. Like, that's a whole nother conversation. But JC, a lot of people are going to be talking about who's coming back. I'll just go through some names real quick, and you can quickly give me a yes or no. What about Janad Note?
To be determined.
Okay. Jalen Williams.
I would expect him to be back.
Yeah. Okay. If you're going to expect Jalen to be back, I'm guessing Tony is on that same wavelength.
I would expect Tony to be back.
Yeah, I guess JD is the one that because he can. I don't see him playing in the NBA, but I think he can get his money in Europe. And some people just want to move on. He's been in Fayetteville for 3 or 4 years. Like some people, like when I was in college in Fayetteville for 4 years, I'd hate to go into class. That's just that's just kind of how it is for these people. You can't blame them either way. And I think it'd be great to have JD back, but with this kind of talent coming in, you don't necessarily need him. I think Jalen Williams staying is super, super important for next year's squad. And then Tony having Audis back, and that's some experience that's going to be absolutely needed to make this team elite. What about Devo Davis?
I would expect him back.
Okay.
Last year, was there any other substance to the rumors that he was even contemplating not coming back?
Devo last year after his freshman year?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, I think Devo was all in. Devo is an Arkansas guy. You go through Jacksonville, you see his billboard like this. Through and through, I just think he had a tough season, and hopefully he realizes that if he stays with the program, he's with some incredible coaches, and it's an opportunity to be at Arkansas that you're not going to get anywhere else. He's going to be more loved as a Razorback than he would be anywhere else he goes. I'd love to see Devo get another crack at it. I think he was put in some tough situations. Hey, my favorite part about this whole thing is that Arkansas is going to have a point guard next year, whether it be Nick Smith Jr. or Anthony Black. That's something they were absolutely missing. JD Notae played the role as best as he could, but that's not what he's meant to be. He's meant to be a shooter, a shooting guard. He create plays, kind of like when Mason Jones was at Arkansas. Dude could ball, but he shouldn't have been a point guard. That's just kind of what must have been the hand he was dealt. Chris Lykes never kind of panned out. So, man, I'm excited.
It's actually a shame because I actually did have decent expectations for Chris. I really liked him at Miami. Like when Miami didn't have him the year prior, it was detrimental to their team.
He never got it going, and that's super sad. Like I said, we'll remember this Razorback team as a stepping stone, I think. JC, how much time you got left? You bet.
Probably need to hop off here pretty soon, but I can answer a couple more questions if you got them.
Well, I just want to know how you've been lately.
Yeah, I've been good. Yeah, law school is stressful, but other than that, everything is A-okay. Working through. Yeah, except for that. But yeah, my girlfriend got it and gave it to me. So
if you're ever looking for some extra cash, JC, I will pay you to read me bedtime stories.
Yes, dude.
You have the smoothest voice, like the most gentle, smooth voice I've ever heard.
It's the COVID voice coming out. I promise.
No, dude.
You keep it then.
I think I always have thought that the reason that Post Malone sounds so good is because he smokes so many cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of like the COVID thing. You sound like you had 3 packs a day, and I feel
that's probably why it sounds so bad too.
Yeah.
3 packs a day plus COVID doesn't help.
If you talk real slow, it sounds a little McConaughey-ish.
I think if you
that's what it is.
I think if you got in touch with some rappers right now, they'd pay you a lot of money to do a hook. That's just my.
Man, I don't know about that. I can't rap for shit.
Dude, honestly, Jason, I know you got a really busy day. I mean, Anthony Black just committed, and the fact that you came on here and jumped on and were so enthusiastic about it, that means a lot to me, man. I really, really, really appreciate it. I know.
Man, always happy to come on. Y'all are always sincerely the funnest interview I do because it's just so laid back. There's a good mix of serious questions and then fun questions, and it's just good.
You ever posted dong?
I always enjoy it.
Yeah. Bro, it's too laid back. We came on this thing shooting blanks. We had nothing to talk about.
Speaking of shooting blanks, JC, have you ever posted dong on the timeline?
Dude, Arkansas Twitter has been on fire lately. JC, we really appreciate it, man. Get off there and go get some work done, get some sleep. Go better tonight. We love you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Love y'all. Have a good one.
All right, man.
See you, JC.
Take it easy, dude. That was JC who just, golly, I love that, man. He just saved our podcast.
So nice.
He's so nice, dude. And the fact that he likes us and is so nice is so weird to me.
Yeah, man. We really attract the worst of the worst. So it's always a treat when JC says yes to
it was literally either him or Keith today.
So like I said, the worst
of the worst.
Yeah. I'm so glad it wasn't Keith. And this could have been such a downer podcast too. But this Monday's been
I'll say this. If it was Keith instead of JC, the last question I asked JC would have had a much different answer.
Yeah. Have you posted dong on the timeline?
Have you ever posted dong?
He'd say, well, it depends on what timeline. in 2008 on.
I got kicked out of the Phoenix Razorback Club for that one.
So let's do some housekeeping stuff. I think we've covered Arkansas basketball. I got 3 futures that I took before the tournament started. Actually, 4. Arkansas is now out. That was going to be my big winner. I put a little bit of action on same amount. Let's just say $1. Okay. I want you to think through this.
That's what. Just think units. Just say units.
Okay. So I got
everyone else does.
Okay. I got 3 units. Seriously. Villanova, Kansas, and Duke. Should I just go ahead and put a unit on UNC too?
Yes.
No.
Oh, come on.
What if they win? I mean, the odds are
an 8 seed wins the championship, and you're
the odds
minimal amount for it.
Yeah, the odds if Duke wins the longest shot. So I'm kind of rooting for Duke here. Kansas was like plus 250, but so you got this like deep into the tournament. No.
Plus 2. When did you get Kansas? Plus 250.
I got the round of 32. I got Duke.
Okay, that kind of makes sense after the Kentucky loss, and
easy path. So you say no?
No, let it ride, dude. Are you kidding me? Take your odds at that point.
Yeah, I guess
you're cutting into. Yeah, you're guaranteed like a profit here, and you're trying to fuck it up.
And UNC isn't losing.
What?
UNC is not winning. I mean, UNC is not winning.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you trying to cut into your money? Why would you pay yourself? Why would you pay yourself to lose money?
Because I could see UNC winning and me just being like, I'm such an idiot. I want
them to so bad.
If UNC wins the tournament, I'll post Dong on the timeline.
You pay me since you gave me this shitty advice.
Huh?
Pay me.
No, but good luck.
Thanks, buddy. All right, last piece. I think you guys are both huge Cardinals fans. I grew up around huge Cardinals fans.
I've never heard Justin say anything about the game of baseball.
Albert Pujols is back. That's huge news, man. I think it's pretty cool. He's chasing his 700th home run. Justin probably likes the Dodgers or some shit.
I don't have a baseball team at all. I don't watch MLB that much till like October.
All right, you're a big.
And he's a fan of whoever
whoever I'm feeling.
I don't know, just whoever. Fucking idiot.
You're the Cardinals fan. Talk about it.
Oh, was it my turn? I didn't. It was something that for years, me and my fellow Cardinal buddies were like, hey, one of these days, guys like Justin, we always talk about our Pujols. No, we always would say, I really hope at the end of Albert's career, he, spends like at least half the season with us just to say goodbye. And like from a, do you want to be a better team by signing this player standpoint? No, absolutely not.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe he gets back to Busch Stadium and he gets back to he's got revive his career.
I did text a friend that I felt like a 280 average, 30 home runs, and 110 RBIs wasn't too much to ask for.
Do you know how far away it is from
700? Even writing that out, and seeing it on the text, like I was like, even as a joke, like that's not even like.
How far away is he from 700?
40? You got like 2 years
shit.
At least if he wants to get there.
He's going to get the JD Note, 1,999 career points. That was so sad.
That was sad.
All right. Shouts out to Graham Company. Hogs25. Use code Hogs25. Get 25% off. Thanks for the awesome box. Justin hasn't got his yet because he's dumb.
I've already gotten pretty deep into mine.
Yeah. And special shout out to JC. He made the pod today.
For sure. Let's go, JC.
Steve would have been on, but he's eating spaghetti with his realtor buddies. Big time. All right, folks.